Howdy, and welcome back. 3x magnifiers. Why? So I have pretty much been of the opinion that if you need magnification, just get a low power variable optic, get all the zoom, 1 to 6, 1 to 8. Now there's all kinds of 1 to 10 options out there. Why wouldn't you go that route, right? Well, the answer is weight. They tend to be chunky, especially if you're on a budget. Now, your mileage may vary. Different brands are lighter than others, and sometimes that's because their glass is shittier. And so, unless you just have the budget to step way up and get something like that I can't afford, then you're possibly looking at something kind of heavy. And my main project gun, L7, is just a hair under 7 pounds, and that's all in with light, optic, sling, everything, obviously unloaded weight. And I want to keep it light. But I would also like to be able to reach out a little farther than I can see. So enter the concept of a 3x magnifier. And decided to go ahead and pair up my MRO with the Trijicon option. Got pretty good reviews. It gets good reviews online here and there. So that's where I went, and let's take it over to the table and get a closer look. All right, so this isn't really an unboxing per se, but here is your groovy flight case style package that Trijicon provides, along with some instructions and propaganda and a sticker and some tools. And here is what you get itself. And I have gone ahead and installed the lower 1/3 riser. That's that extra little piece you see in there. It's just held on by 2 screws. They provide the longer screws necessary. So these are the screws that were in it originally. And one thing I wanted to point out that I found very interesting is this is made in Philippines. One of the huge complaints I saw over and over and over and over on both forums and here on YouTube, people complaining that these were made in China. And it's like, what is the point of buying Trijicon if it's not made in USA? Which I get that complaint. And I feel like, I don't know if maybe they completely switched or maybe they were always doing both China and Philippines. I don't really know. I don't care enough to actually research it. But I just found it interesting that this one is made in the Philippines. I think that's probably better. If you're a big anti-China person, then it would definitely be better. Anyway, let's look at the mount itself. You've got a QD system, little button on the front there, pops the latch open, and extremely positive locking back and forth. So as you go to, that's really, it's not difficult, it's not hard, but it's not going to just lay over on its own. It's very positive, very good tension on it. So let me go ahead and get the rest of this set up. As you can see, I had the 1.93 height Reptilia mount going on here. When I ordered this MRO, it had no mount at all, which saves you like a little bit of money until you go to do something like this. And then I ended up having to order the lower 1/3 co-witness mount for an MRO separate. So let me go ahead and get this all converted and flipped over, and then we'll take another look. All right, so we got the base mounted up there. Let's take a look at the weight. 15.7, so we're coming in just a hair under a pound. Worth noting that the primary arms 3x prism, micro prism, which is about this size, but it has the reticle built in. That's like 8 ounces, right? So this is twice as much, but then you've got 2 different things going on because you've got a true 1x versus being limited to only having 3x. But then you could also put like a 45-degree red dot, which would be much lighter. So that would still get you in ultimately lighter. Anyway, this is still significantly less, at least 10 ounces or 12 ounces less than like a 1 to 6. And then as you start going up to 1 to 8 or 1 to 10, those get even heavier. So but they give more magnification, so around and around we go. But that's where we're coming in for the total package here at just a hair under 1 pound. All right, so after several hours of adjusting and trying different distances between the MRO and the magnifier. Now, the MRO does not have a diopter of any kind, but you do have the diopter on the magnifier itself. So, okay, I have a significant, like really significant astigmatism, and I am too stubborn to get glasses or surgery or anything. Spare me the comments in the comment section. It's just my choice, all right? So, with the MRO, out of all of the red dot, or in this case green dot optics I have ever tried, I get the least amount of splatter with the MRO, and that's why I've been running it. The problem is that the magnifier magnifies the splatter that I do get, or it sort of augments it, but it's pretty wild. So I can crank the diopter all the way in, and I get a crystal clear dot. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. The dot is crisp. It's the way a dot is supposed to look. I'm jealous of all y'all non-astigmatism people because it's fantastic. The problem is once I do that, well, you can see even right there. So you've got the minus and the plus. Minusing it all the way in completely gives me crystal clear dot. The problem is everything I'm looking at becomes blurry. Then I can back this out, adding, which also magnifies the image itself more to probably a proper 3x. When it's all the way in, it looks like it's about 2.5 or something like that. Backing it all the way out, the images look much larger and much, much clearer, like crystal. The glass quality on this is fantastic, along with the MRO. And this MRO doesn't have the crazy blue tint like the early ones did. But then I get a really weird, it's a diagonal line of blur. So the best I've been able to come up with is kind of splitting the difference. So using my across the street neighbor's license plate as kind of a gauge, and that's probably 75 yards or so from me. I can read his license plate crystal clear, and the dot is acceptable. It's fuzzy and a little weird, but it's acceptable. Then when I look much past that, like off to about 100 or 150 yards is about all I can get in this neighborhood because of all of the trees. But then things start to get pretty fuzzy in the distance, which kind of defeats the purpose of magnification. So, right. Then I thought, I wonder what this guy looks like behind the Cyclops. And holy hell, y'all, it is a thing of beauty. It's fantastic. It's amazing. The problem being, I'm a little bit OCD or whatever. Like, to run that setup, I would rather just have the primary arms version, which is not quite 2 ounces. It's like 1.8 ounces lighter than the Trijicon. So that may be next, is investigating that route. But I'm going to go ahead and take this to the range, see what it does kind of in different light conditions. It was a little bit overcast today. Now, right this minute, the sun came back out. But I'd like to see it on a bright, sunshiny day and also a super overcast, like really overcast day for different lighting conditions. But like I said, I've tried different light, different settings, different distances. I ran it, with like almost 1.5 inch gap, and then brought it in, brought it in, brought it in. It seems to really like being right behind, and the balance of the whole weapon feels the best when they're right here together like this. I tried running it with the MRO back a little more, and then same thing, kind of moved it. The eye relief on this Trijicon is really, really nice. And that was one of the things I kept reading about it and hearing in different reviews, was people commenting that you're getting about a 3-inch, like true 3-inch eye relief, which as magnifiers go is pretty impressive. And that lets me run this farther forward. I really want this to work. So like I said, take it to the range and we'll just have to see. So this was not the configuration I was expecting to end up with when I started out the day. But here we are. So I'm hitting the range tomorrow. As you're watching this, it will be tomorrow. And after spending the entire afternoon today adjusting and trying to make myself love the Trijicon combo with my particular flavor of astigmatism, it's just not gonna happen. So this I have completely fallen in love with. The magnified Cyclops reticle is just, damn, it's nice. So let me roll in an image of that, just a still that I took right here. Yeah, so that's the sight picture I really love. And ever since I got the green Cyclops and put it on the Beverly build, I've really been kind of wishing I had it on this guy anyway. So I'm going to have to pick up another Cyclops to replace the one that I'm scabbing off of the Beverly build. But I'm going to go ahead and zero this guy onto this guy. I'll be testing out the Trijicon 3X. But I'm definitely going to go ahead and pick up the Primary Arms 3X magnifier. I'll be able to sort of compare the two, not side by side, because I'm going to go ahead and do a giveaway, a buy me a coffee giveaway for both the MRO and this guy. So that's going to be a massive monster, humongous, it's huge buy me a coffee drawing. Y'all be sure and get in on it. Probably going to drop that on Friday, but maybe tomorrow. I don't know. That's all I got for today. Until next time, be easy, y'all.